Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Make It Monday for this week. So today we're going to make a fancy fold or a fun fold card. It's called a Spanner Panel Fold card. I made one at a card day that I went to with a group of friends that another lady prepared all the cards, which was really nice for a change for me. And I'd never heard of the fold before, so I wanted to have a play with it. So it's taken me a few weeks to get round to it, but I've had a play now with some various products. And this is the one we made at my friend's card day. So it's got 3 panels. So you've got this panel, the front panel, the center panel, and the middle, the inside panel. I have no idea why it's called a spanner fold card. I did do a bit of Googling, and I do believe there's like a pen knife called a spanner fold pen knife, but I have no idea. But who cares? It's just a fun card to make. So this was the one we made. So I've gone ahead and made a couple more. I've used the Hues of Happiness for this one. And I've used the Cottage Rose or Abigail Rose Suite Cottage Garden stamp set. And this panel is an embossing folder called Painted Posies 3D embossing folder. So that was my first try at that one, and it's really pretty. So that's that. So they're my 3 cards. Bear with me, I shall put my phone up into the holder and we'll get started on making the next one. Okay, so I'll show you my samples again. So this is the Abigail Rose one. So you've got the one front panel, the middle panel, and the back panel. And this one is my Hues of Happiness one. So front panel, middle panel, and back panel. Now this one, I put a strip of DSP there because I didn't want to be able to see the dimensionals that I'd stuck the flowers on with. So that was why I did that. On this one, I didn't worry about covering up the window sheet because my dimensionals were on either side and it didn't really matter. And this was my one I made at my friend's card morning. So they're my 3 sample cards. Not quite sure which one I like the best. I like all of them actually. Okay, so I'm going to make this one with Waves of Inspiration dies and stamp set. I've already gone ahead and cut the dies that I'm wanting to use out to save a little bit of time, but I haven't done any stamping yet. So I just want to show you what you need for a spanner panel fold card. It's really hard to say. So you need an oh, look at that. I've already got ink on it. Not to worry. You need an A5 card base, just your standard half a sheet of, it's dirty up there too. Maybe I'll get another piece. Half a sheet of A4 cardstock and cut in half and scored at 10.5 centimetres. So I'm doing things in centimetres and inches, just the way I roll. You need a piece of DSP, and I'm using the Hues of Happiness DSP because I wanted the blue. The Waves of Inspiration DSP that is now retired would be really perfect for this, but I didn't want to use retired paper. So you need 1 piece of DSP 3 1/4 inches by 4 inches. You need 4 pieces of Designer Series paper of 1 1/8 inch by 4 inches, and you need 1 piece of window sheet 1 inch by 4.5 inches. And then whatever else you might need to decorate your card. So let's start with our card, and I'll just have a look and see if this is really badly marked. Let me just check. Sometimes an eraser will get rid of whatever we don't want here. That's the back, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. So as I said, it's just your standard A5 card base. So I'm just going to fold it in half before, we've got to do our cutting before we apply any designer series paper to our cardstock. So it's best to start with your cutting first. So we've scored that in half. I shall move my samples out of the way and bring my trimmer in. Excuse me. So line your cardstock up at 1 1/4 inches on your paper trimmer and butt it up to the top. Put your ruler down, and with your scoring blade, not your scoring blade, sorry, your cutting blade, cut up to the score line, to your center score line. Okay, and then I do it 1 1/4 inches this way because I think that's just easier. So I'll do it there, line it up. Just make sure that's 1/4 and not 1/2. Yes, 1 1/4. Line it up, and the same, just cut up to your score line. I need a little go bit further up. There we go. And that's all the cutting we'll need to do with our trimmer. So now you're starting to get your panels happening. The next thing you need to do is get your window sheet. And trust me, it's very hard, it's very easy to lose your window sheet on your desk because it's clear. So you need to attach your window sheet before you put your paper. Start decorating it. Okay? So with a glue dot, we're just going to put a glue dot on either end of our window sheet. If I can pick it up. There we go. That's the best way to attach it. And you bring that back in, and you can either put it right down at the bottom or you can do it in the center, but for this card I'm going to do it towards the bottom. So I'll bring that up in case it's gone out of view, and you just line it up with the bottom of your card and press it down. So that's starting your panel, your first panel, middle, and third panel. Now I'm going to bring in my designer series paper, and you can see why you have to put your window sheet on first, because your designer series paper's got to go over the top. So that's why. Now I'm going to use Seal. Been having a bit more luck with Seal lately, so while I'm having luck with it, let's go with it, because normally we don't agree, Seal and I. So it's only a minimal border, so just pop that down there, and this one, oops, and I'm using Seal adhesive because the glue can slip and slide around on the acetate, and I didn't want that happening. So if you've got any of the Waves of Inspiration paper left over, go ahead and use that. I have actually used some of the foil for one of my wave dies, but I do try not to do things with retired stuff if I can help it. So you can put this in the middle. Now you'll see from this one, I put an insert in the middle, so I just attached my 4-inch strip of designer series paper and just trimmed a fraction off. But if you're using like white cardstock, you don't have to go with an insert. You can just use it, you know, as is, because it's going to be fine to write on. Okay, so we'll put that in, and once again, it's a very fine border. I do prefer glue because of the wiggle room though. But we'll just have to, I'm just trying to persevere with the seal. There we go. And I'll put that over here, and a very fine border. Okay. That's the other thing I don't like about the seal. I get it on my paper and then I get stuff stuck to my paper. So I'll get rid of that. Okay, so we're starting to see how this is coming together. And now we've got our centerpiece of designer series paper that's going to go on here. So it was our Father's Day weekend here in Australia this weekend. So I hope all the fathers had a lovely Father's Day. So I'm just attaching that to the center. There we go. Okay. So you can see it's coming together quite easily and quite quickly. Now, this is what I want to do next. Just getting rid of that. I've got some die cuts here ready, and I've got these ready. But what I'm wanting to do is stamp on this piece of designer series paper with my big monster stamp, my monster wave. So I'll have to get my big block out for that. And I've got my Night of Navy ink ready to ink it up. I'll close that up in case there's a terrible accident. Okay, so I'm just going to put it over the bottom of this piece of DSP that's already got some Night of Navy in it to create our wave. I might have to trim it down, but that's okay. I was expecting to do that. And I'm going to have to cut around it. I do prefer this stamp on the Stamparatus, but I just wanted to do it this way today. Okay, so you can see how that's worked out. Now, I did tell a lie. I am going to bring my trimmer back in and just do a little bit of trimming, but I will have to do some by hand. And so I'm just cutting off where the stamp has finished. And actually, I don't think I need, oh yes I do. I do need to trim along the bottom. I can see that there is a bit of a ridge line where the stamp hasn't gone. Get out. There we go. Yeah. So what I'm planning on doing is cutting around the wave and layering it over the top, and then getting my dies and layering that over the top as well. So bear with me while I do a bit of trimming. I think I'll come this way, I think. It's funny how, you know, the Hues of Happiness paper is working for this card with the waves. I could have also possibly used the Sun Prints designer series paper. That may have worked because there's some blues and navies in that. So I'm just having a little look, see how this is going to pan out. So I want to place that there. Oops. There. And then this one over the top as well. I never know which way round these dies go. sometimes I think it's this way round, and other times I think it's the other way round. And I really can't tell. So if anybody knows which way, or if it's just a matter of a personal choice, I guess it doesn't really matter. I could do it that way, but I think I want the white underneath poking through, because that's like the sea foam, the wash of the wave. Yeah, I think I do want that. Okay, so I have put adhesive strip on the back of these. This is where I do use an adhesive strip for a very fiddly die. Otherwise, I find the sponge and the glue works quite well. If I can find the backing. Let me just keep persevering with my little pokey tool. There we go. You just got to peel the backing off. Sometimes it does tear. So then you've got to try and find the rest of it to peel off. Bit fiddly. I think that's got everything off there. Or is there a bit down here? There is. So it's not going to stick if the backing paper's still on it. So I'm just lining it up with my stamped image in the DSP. There we go. And I'm wanting to line it up across the bottom. There we go. Maybe I didn't get all the sticky off. No, there's some still up here, see? There we go. So that's that one. It was an acetate sheet and I still lost it on my desk. Okay, so this is the retired foils that came with the Waves of Inspiration suite. But it's just so pretty, I had to use it. I haven't got that much left of it, so it has been retired, this foil. I think there was Night of Navy and Balmy Blue or Pool Party. I can't remember what the other colour was. Perfect for the ocean stamps, or the Friends Are Like Seashells. Okay. So once again, I'm just going to line this up here. Sticking to my fingers. Okay, and then line the bottom up. I hope my head's not coming in. It seems to be happening a bit. Don't know if I need to reposition my stand or what I need to do. Okay. So that's that. And now I need to attach it to my... And that, I didn't think about that, did I? Maybe I need another piece of cardstock, the Designer Series paper. And I need to cut around it, don't I? Yes. Let's do that. See, these are the traps that you find out as you're creating. Okay, so let me cut that out. Is that going to be right? Yes, it is. Maybe you just need the dies and not the Designer Series paper. There's always a learning curve whenever you're trying a new fold. So Okay, so let's try this again. And then I will put that in as well. There we go. That's what I will do. We're learning together. Okay. So once again, I don't want to use the glue onto the acetate or the window sheet because I think it will be problematic. Okay, so I am going to line it up with my paper on my panels. Like so. I hope my head didn't come in. And because I didn't need glue up here, did I? Sorry for all these boobies that I'm making along the way. So just get your adhesive eraser, if you've got one. Stampin' Up used to sell them. Although, if I'm going to put the other piece of paper on the top, it doesn't really matter, does it? See, we're learning as we go. This is what we want to do. But I don't want it showing on the front. So we shall get rid of that. Okay, I'm just going to trim it down a fraction here too. Now, my other two ones weren't nearly as fussy and fiddly as this one's turning out to be. But you can see the basic, the card base is quite simple. That's better. Okay, I'm going to use my snail that I do prefer. Okay. Okay, let's see how we can attach this, Denise. Okay, let's go here, like so. And make sure there's no signs of it on the outside, so that is good. Okay, not as pretty on the inside with that compared to these ones. So I think if I was to recreate the waves, I'd just use the dies. Okay, let's see what else we've got to do here. Oh, that's the wrong lid. Okay. So I do have some clouds that I thought I could put in here. And I have cut out these other little bits for the clouds, but I don't know if I need them. I don't think I'll worry. That's just getting a bit too fiddly now. Okay. So I'd put these on adhesive sheet, seeing that I had it spare. Maybe I'll put this one here. And I've got two little ones. So yeah, I don't think I'll worry about those fiddly bits. And now I've got a piece of cardstock, And I've got this little teeny tiny bird who is a little bit troublesome to stamp with, so I will just do a little practice. Where's my blue ink gone? Here it is. So don't forget there are weekly specials. I'm just practicing on my cardstock. See, that's why he's troublesome to stamp with. Okay, I'm just going to be brave and stamp straight onto the paper. I'm very brave. Should I try one more? Be extremely brave? Yay. I'm not going to wing it anymore. That's enough. Okay. So there's weekly specials, deals going at the moment. So you just have to log on to the online store and you'll see what deals there are available for each week. So from the 1st of September, there's certain deals, and then from the 8th of September, and then the 15th, and then the 22nd. So I am going to get grey granite out because we want to stamp this lovely little fellow. Lovely little penguin. Not penguin. Why do I always call him a penguin? I really don't know. He's not. I do know he's a seagull. He's not even a seagull. He's a pelican. This is not a good start to the week, is it? Oh, well. Hopefully it'll get better for me. Okay, so I am going to bring my mini emboss machine in, and I'll just die cut him out before I try and colour him in. Honestly, girls. Goodness me. So I am just going to line him up. And I'm going to get a bit of tape, hold the die down. Okay, that's not too bad. Put my tape back there. Put the die back in my thing. And get rid of the mini cut emboss machine. Is just so cute and handy to have on your desk, and not nearly as heavy as the big one. The big one's my workhorse for classes and stuff. Okay. I'm going to grab some blend. Sorry, darling. I woke my little dog up. And we're going to get these over here. And I'm going to use light smoky slate, I think. Just to put a little bit more colour onto the poles. This is another one that's gone a bit dead in my classes. It's gone a bit ugh. And what I will do after this is I will get the colour lifter and just lift a bit of this colour off. Just to make it work a bit better for me. So that takes a minute to do. And what colour? I shall do his beak I like to put a little bit of colour on his beak. Maybe light pumpkin pie. Yeah. So just very carefully put a little bit of colour on his beak. There we go. And is this grey granite? It is. Let's see. I can just do a little bit of colouring there. Actually, why did I use smoky slate on the poles? That was silly of me. Grey granite would have been better because I stamped in the grey granite. Honestly, I hope my week gets better. It's not starting off too well, is it? There we go. And I could, if I'm brave enough, put a little bit of soft suede on this rope. That's wrapped around the pole here. Okay, I think that's enough because Denise is not coping very well with her card class, her video today. Oh my God. Okay, so we'll put him on dimensionals, and I hope I haven't gone too long. It seemed to take longer than I was thinking it would. But as you can see, it's quite an easy fold. I'm gonna do a little piece for his head because I don't want his head getting twisted and broken like mine. Oh, dearie me. So I hope you can see how easy that spanner panel fold card is. Maybe it's because I can't even say the name of the card that I'm having so much trouble with it. Honestly. So I'm going to put that there. Now I do have some die cuts, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do with them. So I could put one here actually. Happy birthday. Anyway, I will finish this off with my sentiment, I think off camera, so that I don't mess up completely. And I'll bring back my other samples. So these are my Hues of Happiness one, which went together so much easier. And my Abigail Rose one, once again, went together so much easier. But this is my Waves of Inspiration one with the Hues of Happiness Designer Series paper. Actually, it's starting to look all right now. And I will finish it off with a sentiment and maybe, what else is in the stamp set? I might put another pelican in here. So I hope you enjoyed that. This is my host code for September. I'll put all the dimensions up on my blog, and I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. And if you'd like to follow me on all of those social media sites, that'd be wonderful. Please give me a thumbs up and a like and a share. And I'll see you on Friday for Card and a Cuppa. Thanks for watching. Bye.